Well, all the doors on my calendar are open, so I guess it's 2016. Hi again, I'm Ryan, your host for The Toast. Happy New Year and good job on surviving 2015. Now, I'm a Star Wars nut, as you can tell by the mug, but the one Star Wars thing that's eluded me over all these years of all the movies and TV things that I've seen, I've never actually seen the Star Wars A Christmas Special. The elusive Christmas Special that I'm pretty sure every copy has been destroyed by the cast and the people who were in it, but I managed to find one, and now I'm going to talk about it. Because, man, is it a mess. So the Star Wars Holiday Special debuted in '78, just after A New Hope, and the plot, and I use the term plot very loosely, centers around Chewie trying to get home for a life day. I don't know, some bullshit PC holiday that's never explained. Now I say the plot is about Chewie getting home, but really it's about his family waiting for him to get home. So we start killing time with Chewie's family, watching weird alien cooking shows, waiting for wacky guests to arrive, and, cyber porn for Chewie's father, Itchy. Yes, Itchy. Or as I like to call him, the abominable snow perv with a bottom lip erection that rates this thing way past R. So the Empire shows up to harass Chewie's family and to abuse children's toys. But then finally they're tricked by Chewie's son Lumpy to leave with a radio he builds while watching an instructional video, which also means that you are stuck watching an instructional video. So I'm watching a character watching an instructional video to build something that in the thing I'm watching will advance the plot. Anyway, it works and the Empire leaves. I guess the family forgot that they're 7-foot-tall, hairy murder machines that could easily beat these guys. Especially Chewie's wife. Chewie's wife, Mala, is like taller than Chewie. She's freaking massive. I mean, not to shame her for being a big lady, but holy crap. So most of the special happens in Chewie's house, I guess, on Kashyyyk, which is kind of interesting because you see Kashyyyk, that's the home planet of the Wookiees, before it's ever shown or seen in the Star Wars universe, and this is only right after A New Hope. It was invented really early. Speaking of first appearances, Boba Fett. That is one saving grace of the holiday special that kind of made me want to watch it. It was because that's the first appearance of Boba Fett, even though he's in a cartoon form. I wonder if it's the same voice as Boba Fett, because it sounded like him when he was in the original trilogy, but before they special edition the shit out of it. As I said, there's some guest stars. We have B. Arthur singing a jaunty cantina tune, which is basically one line repeated over and over and over again, in a cantina full of exactly the same creatures you saw in A New Hope, and even Greedo, but of course he's not named Greedo, he just wears the exact same outfit. Speaking of reusing things, of course they reuse all the spaceship footage from the first movie, except in crappy VHS kind of quality. So Art Carney's in there too, as a character that I think is supposed to be developed into Lando Calrissian, at least that's what I've read. Of course, Billy D. Williams later playing Lando as pure Cloud City smoothness. Seriously, Billy D. better show up in episode 8. But back to the special, this thing is really bad. I mean, I don't know if you got the impression from earlier, but it's bad. The makeup alone, I mean, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford, they're all back, but they've got the 70s TV makeup, which means they're all wearing mascara and eyeliner and lashes galore. Their eyes are freaky. If Photoshop existed back then, I would have thought their eyes were glowing Photoshop. And even the Stormtroopers. How do you get a Stormtrooper wrong? All you have to do is wear the armor, but this trooper was walking around holding his blaster by the ammunition clip everywhere he went. Now, I know Stormtroopers aren't known for their good use of blasters, but come on, hasn't this actor seen the movie he's doing the special for? Also, I don't think they have the budget for the actual troopers to speak, so all he does is point the gun at things. Now, main story aside, there's so much psychedelic guest spots and bands and weird shit that just expand the runtime to way too long. There's like strange hologram bands, there's the cooking show that's supposed to be funny, there's cuts away to like Lando's store with an Empire guy trying to buy a pet? Like a microfish or something? Like I said before, we've got the instructional video that we take a look at. We've got the weird cartoon, which I think is animated by the same people who did Heavy Metal. Okay, I gotta admit, I did kind of enjoy the cartoon because Boba Fett showed up and it was really interesting to watch that art style. There's only so much of C-3PO's head dangling on one string of wire that you can take. Also, where's Han's eyes in that cartoon? So me and my friends, we had to do this special in 2 sittings because you cannot sit through it in one go. And we were watching the Rift Tracks version, which makes it a lot more easy to watch, but oh my god, that's such a slog. So when Han and Chewie finally do show up at Chewie's house, they run into a stormtrooper who's threatening his son. Of course, Chewie tries to jumps in to try and help his son, and then Han Solo sneaks up on the trooper from behind and doesn't shoot him. Seriously, there's no blaster fire in the holiday special apart from the cuts to the old footage. I guess it was trying to be super PG and just not bother with special effects like blasters? Alright, so anyway, Han kind of knocks the guy off the treehouse and he falls to his gruesome death. With a Wilhelm, of course. You can't call it Star Wars unless you have a Wilhelm scream. So the whole thing culminates in this weird cult-like procession through the void, which, come to think of it, is how I would describe this entire holiday special. So it all ends up in this weird otherworldly plane where they're all holding these glowing orbs in this very foggy, I'm guessing, space forest. And all the cast show up, like Carrie Fisher's there, Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, they're all there. I mean, anyone notice that Harrison Ford has like a mustard yellow shirt in the first movie? Anyway, we get Carrie Fisher singing at the end, which is actually, to her credit, quite good. The lyrics are terrible, but her herself can sing fine. Interspliced with the classic Star Wars theme in the background. If you're a completionist and you want to see everything that's Star Wars and really get a sense of all the history that has become it, this is not something you need to watch. This was the prequels of the 70s. I mean, honestly, the best thing about the special was the commercials, the 70s commercials. I found those fascinating. And there was even one for the Star Wars toys, and just seeing a vintage commercial for the vintage Star Wars toys, which I still have, is just bliss. I love how short it shows the attention span of viewers nowadays, because back then commercials were much longer. The holiday special is this low-hanging polyp on the body of work that is Star Wars. It's just embarrassing to everybody, and I that's why it's hard to find now. I don't know what they were thinking when they made this thing, but it does seem very rushed. Like, the movie was a hit, let's get out with this Christmas special to sell the toys in the commercials. I mean, there's barely any dialogue for the first half of it. All you're hearing is Wookiee and watching them walk around. I mean, it's great for kids, I guess. They understand watching instead of speaking. But for anyone else, I mean, who fell in love with this movie, they're going to watch this, and I bet they lost a lot of fans. Because there's just no context to it. It's weird. There's seriously nothing to really review in it. You just watch it. It's just a series of events and encounters of people and actors and suits that you have no connection with whatsoever. You have no context. You have no stake in with these people. I mean, I kind of liked Itchy the Grandfather because he was creepy as hell. But apart from that, it was written in such an infantile way that it's just pointless. Just no one seems to care, even the actors. Well, I mean, Harrison Ford was actually really emotional with him and Chewie and giving them hugs and that at the end. But I think that just goes to show that he's a good actor. If you can sit through it, great, but don't do it alone. Do it with friends. Do it with the Riff Tracks version, because if not, you will lose your mind. You will convert like that to Trek if you watch this holiday special alone. Even though I love Star Wars, I'm going to have to give this the lowest rating I have. I'm afraid the Star Wars holiday special is a soggy piece of bread.
Ew.
See, I'm still going with the toast theme, like bread and soggy bread, so it's like the farthest away from good toast that you can get. So if you've seen the Star Wars holiday special, you're not alone. I know your pain. If you're thinking about watching the holiday special, don't. Well, that's it for this episode, and I guess all that's left to say is hope you had a happy life day. Cheers. It is the... You know how Jar Jar Binks has like those warts? Yeah, imagine the special is one of those.